More than 2,000 miles separating San Diego and DeKalb, yet they produce two schools that share a familiar DNA. Built on the run, wear you down, hard-nosed, physical football. And with strong ties to the MAC, head coach Sean Lewis brings his Aztecs from sunny San Diego all the way to DeKalb to tangle with head coach Thomas Hammock and his Northern Illinois Huskies. Coming up next on ESPN+. You're watching the MAC on ESPN+. Welcome you to DeKalb, Illinois, a long business trip for the Aztecs in a rare Mountain West MAC matchup here at Husky Stadium on a beautiful Midwest Saturday afternoon as we bring you inside and up to the booth. San Diego State, Northern Illinois, Jason Ross Jr. and Tioka Jackson on hand with you here in DeKalb. Tioka, you look at these two squads coming in. Start with San Diego State, 34-0 shutout win over Cal last week. But like a big program momentum win after a 3-9 season a year ago. Then NIU, last season in the MAC, trying to make a statement in non-conference play before MAC play gets officially underway.
Yeah, San Diego State last week versus Cal played nearly perfect, right? At home, they're great at home. Hasn't been quite as great on the road. NIU is going to present a completely different challenge. Going to make this a street fight up front. I want to see how San Diego State responds.
Speaking of street fight up front, these two running backs for Northern Illinois present what coaches call Tioka a schematical nightmare when you look at Telly Johnson and Javon Wright.
Well, Johnson is an all the way to the house type back. You give him a crease, he's got the speed to burn you. And listen, offensive coordinator Quinn Sanders hand-delivered this young man, Javon Wright, to this backfield. He was historic last year in D2, and together they create a dynamic duo worth watching.
Flip it over the guy who's going to try to stop him up front on that line for San Diego State. Again, coming off pitching a shutout, 34-0 over Cal. Trey White is the edge you wanted to talk about.
Well, he's leading his defensive line in tackles, but that's not what makes him great. He's Defensive Player of the Year preseason in the Mountain West because of his pass rush ability. He had 12.5 last year. Now, his numbers are a little bit down because offenses are double teaming and chipping. That's the type of respect great players get. You need to keep your eye on Trey White. He can get it done.
Couldn't ask for a more picture-perfect Midwest day. 85 and sunny, feels a little cooler, nice breeze in DeKalb. San Diego State won the toss, opted to defer, so Northern Illinois will receive this opening kickoff. More than 2,000 miles of separation, but kind of feels like 6 degrees of separation with a lot of interesting ties between these two rosters that are set and ready to go for a Mountain West MAC matchup today. Hunter Green to kick us off. Devion Reynolds back to return for Northern Illinois, and this crowd ready to go on a picture-perfect college football Saturday. Let that one sail out of the end zone, and Northern Illinois' offense comes out for the first time in front of this home crowd today. Perfect at home so far. Josh Holst, the former walk-on scout team QB, is gone from that, Tioka, to the starter in his dream job.
Yeah, he's worked his way to the top. There's no question about that. Look at that weight when he came in, 160 pounds, and he's built himself now to be over 200 pounds. So there is no easy way in a journey for a walk-on. But I'm telling you right now, Holst has earned the respect of this staff and, most importantly, his teammates.
It definitely plays with that chip on his shoulder, kind of the gritty feel of NIU football. He embodies it. You're going to pull this on the opening play. Can use his legs a little too. Scampers out of bounds. Chris Johnson over in the vicinity for San Diego State defense, coming off pitching that shutout against Cal last week, 34-0. That came after a long bye week after a loss to Washington State. So trying to keep that momentum flowing. This offense for NIU balanced in a different way this year. I'll hand it off to Telly Johnson on the second play, and he is met in the open. Tioka, you brought up the defensive line for San Diego State. Early on, though, it's Eric Butler coming down from his safety position to make the play.
Well, Butler's a hard hitter. They've got a bunch of hard-hitting safety guys, and they're going to need to bring their big boy pads today because they're going to continuously get challenged with run fits and guys in the hole who are unblocked, but can you make the tackle one-on-one? And Butler was completely up to the task there.
Holst, quick screen pass, room set up, enough for a first down here. Able to connect with De'Ari Rogers, who's leading the team in receiving so far this season. Just get him in space that time and let him do some good work.
Well, he's one of those electric guys. He's a touch guy. How do you find ways to scheme them up in space? And as you mentioned it, and you got big boys leading them downfield, that helps. But as you see, he's not very big, right? But what he is dynamic in the open field, and he's a tough tackle because he runs physically.
12 yards, enough to move the chains. First empty backfield look here for Holst. Another quick throw. This one to the Aaron Rodgers again, but incomplete. And we get a flag that comes out on the near sideline.
You brought up that empty set. That was something in years past you just didn't see from a Thomas Hammock coach team.
First time we're seeing our referee, Chris LeMange.
This is the new look offense. They will vary.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense number 80. 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
So that's a very interesting call. That tight end, Jake Applegate, is a guy who can get downfield with that 80 number. But clearly they were in an unbalanced situation. So he was a covered receiver. So it probably was a mistake formationally, and he went out for a pass when he was covered and ineligible. Usually the tight end is the in man on the line of scrimmage and able to go downfield at any time.
Sets him back to 1st and 15. Go back to the ground. Eric Butler again, right there to meet Javon Wright. Second tackle of the game for Butler.
Well, this is the philosophy of this offense, talking about NIU. They spread defenses out and allow them to be in one-on-one situations with that spread out. Can you continuously make the tackle that you are allowed to make because you're the unblocked defender? They say over time, we're going to break those tackles.
This is that two-back look, Tayoka, with Wright and Johnson in the mix at the same time. Creates some trickery. Holst will keep it. Gets up to about the 49. So even when they're not handing it off to the backs are kind of playing a role here.
No question about it. And what you're doing is you're asking Holst to make the right decision, right? And so that was a token fake on the inside. I don't think that was a true option. But once he gets on the corner, though, then it becomes an option. He's reading the defenders, and if he is unimpeded, he's going to keep it, tuck it, and run. And now you're in 3rd and short.
So the OC, Quinn Sanders, talked to us about their 3rd down breakdown. They weren't good on 3rd down against Mississippi State last week. This is kind of in that gray area, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. See what Holst can do with it right up near midfield. They opt to hand it off, and San Diego State's defense that did so well a week ago against Cal when they were backed up in situations either near their own goal line or on 3rd down situations comes up big once again.
Again, we talked about unblocked defenders. Can you make the play? And that time, Finau was the unblocked defender. He came down.
Early decision here, and they're going to get aggressive and go for it.
I like the aggression here. It's the right area in the line, in the field to do it, though.
Direct snap to the back.
Ooh.
It's going to be close, and San Diego State's defense thinks they got the stop. So does the sideline.
I'm not sure that spot is saying that, though, Jason. That's a very favorable spot.
You think it's generous?
It is very generous to me. I saw a lot of penetration from white jerseys.
They definitely got the initial push on a big play early in this game on the opening drive. A lot of finger pointing both ways. And they're marking it as enough to move the chains. You see Javon Wright in this pile.
And you also saw, again, Malachi Finau again in the middle of things. Very stout in the interior of this defense. Number 55, 6'1", 295 pounds, a transfer from Hawaii. He is a load inside.
Holst in this offense get to keep rolling. Get a quick timeout called by San Diego State. See their head coach Sean Lewis, who, believe it or not,
San Diego State. They are challenging the ruling of a first down on the previous play.
They're going to challenge the ruling of the first down. Go back and take a look at this. You can challenge either if it has to do with the yard to gain, which it does here, or the goal lines. They're going to look at this once again. Well, very definitive initially. They thought they made the stop.
And the question is exactly where the line to gain is. And it's not where the running back ends up. It's where the initial push or the initial forward progress ends, and they needed to get to the 49-yard line, and I just cannot see. If you see that white line in the middle, folks, of your screen, that's the 50-yard line. He's got to get a yard past that. Do you see that ball going a yard past the 50-yard line? I do not. I think this is a great challenge situation here, and I think San Diego State is going to come out with the football. This is 4th down. You know, and that, obviously from that high, look right there, it's hard to see down the line, but I think those tighter looks, though, I just didn't see the ball reach the line to gain, Jason.
They may be taking a long and worthwhile look at this one here. Like you said, it was tight. Ruling on the field is that first down was gained. You saw it, Malachi Finau, you pointed out, at the initial push. Take a look again here.
Look at the pad level of the team in white. See how they're under the red jerseys? That's great short yardage defense. You cannot be standing up and looking around. I still got nightmares with Joe Paterno yelling at me, it's short yardage. Get your pads down. But that's great technique defensively for San Diego State. Get up under the pads of the offensive line and don't get any movement.
You've been having PTSD most of the day of you being yelled at in meetings. You have some other stories that we'll get to throughout the course of the broadcast.
After review, the ruling on the field of a first down is upheld. San Diego State is charged with timeout and has lost their challenge for the remainder of the game.
Listen, maybe I need new glasses because I just didn't see what they saw. And again, the call on the field is very important because you have to have indisputable evidence that the call on the field is incorrect. I thought what I saw raised to that level, but obviously I'm disagreed with.
You know, like the energy, though, on the side of Sean Lewis early in this game. You saw him getting his sideline fired up to say, just get back out there and do what you did once more. Northern Illinois just inside of Aztec territory. It was De'Aaron Rogers in motion. Holst rolling out to his side. Second time he's run it to that side. Got tracked down over along the sideline. Some good open field tackling made on the part of Owen Chambliss, the elite linebacker who had 8 tackles a week ago.
Yeah, what you're going to see from Holst is a guy who outplays his talent. He's 40-yard speed, his size and weight, but when you put the pads on the guy, he's a football player, and that's a great effort defensively right there to track him down by McEwen.
And Northern Illinois had a lead at Mississippi State last week, 7-3, only trailed by 4 at the half down in Starkville. Part of that was 11 straight runs at one point, but they're mixing it up here. Go to the pass game, incomplete. Intentions for Gary Givens. Bryce Phillips, really good corner for San Diego State on the coverage.
Yeah, he had Cham Givens open on the post, and so 2 passes we've seen Holst be a little high. He just needs to settle down. He's probably the adrenaline is a little high. And he's still a relatively young quarterback. He's just a sophomore. Just make the plays that are available. You make them in practice, you can make them in the game.
Brings up 3rd and 7. This is that 3rd and long territory that you talked about. Holst going to step up, tries to get it himself. Deceptive speed on display once again from Holst. Utilizes his legs, no fear, first down.
That's a great play right there by Holst, but I'm just telling you right now, he got an assist from the umpire because Delshawn Staley was free. Look at the middle of the field, number 9 in white. Watch him redirect right here. He's going to make this play, but look at the assist right there from the umpire.
A little umpire screen.
He's a part of the field, man, but boy, that's unfortunate if you're San Diego State. 13th man, huh?
That's Adam McClurg. I don't think he's wearing a NIU jersey today.
Right.
It was a gain of 14 nonetheless in the prior play. Go to Shavon Wright there, and all of a sudden Northern Illinois kind of in charge again after that challenge that didn't go San Diego State's way.
Well, this is how they beat people. They keep the football, and they run these backs over and over and over. It's not sexy. It's not exciting. But if you're looking to win football games, it's very effective.
Holtz has 4 carries on this drive for 30 yards himself. Adding to that run game, this time they go to Telly Johnson, patiently picking his way, dragging tacklers inside of the red zone.
How about that timely graphic they showed us, right? These 2 backs. This is fresh legs, Jason. This is where shuttling guys in and out and playing them together can wear down a defense. It's still early. But again, you bring in different guys, and they are friendly competitors. Make no mistake, they're competing out there.
Right back to it again with little tempo. You're saying our producer Sam Ramos has a feel for timing there.
Well, he knows what he's doing.
He's coming through in sync early on.
But again, friendly competitors, what do I mean by that? They're teammates, obviously, talking about Johnson Jr. and Wright. But there's competition that makes each one of them better. When they see someone else get off and make a play, you know deep down they want to match it. As you see both guys on the field here stressing the defense.
More of that pre-snap motion. That was Givens out there. Holst rolls his way, just floats it up. Out of bounds. Brings up 3rd and 7, so an interesting spot here. If you're San Diego State defensively, what are you looking at?
Well, right now you're saying, okay, they have moved the ball. Unfortunate circumstances. They got a 4th down, tough call. Right now we need to bow our necks. That was great defense on 2nd down. They try to show some eye candy and trick them. That did not work. Here it is now, 3rd and long. This is where you make your money. If you're the Aztec defense, they have been lights out defensively on 3rd and long situations. You got to do it here on the road.
Holst, good pocket, steps up. Is he going to run again with it? Got the last first down with his legs. Not quite this time, though. San Diego State's defense in the red zone last week against Cal, huge in the first half. They forced Cal to 0 of 2 in the red zone last week.
And this is that pass rush that's so effective. Making the quarterback flush, you're playing zone behind it, so all eyes are looking at the quarterback, and you come up and make a play to force a kick. But again, look at the pass rush, forcing him to leave, and there are the zone defenders rallying up to make a play. That's great team defense now.
So field goal unit comes out. Andrew Glass, a senior from Wheeling, West Virginia. Able to get that one through the uprights. First points on the board. Somewhat feels like a win for San Diego State's defense that was really good in the red zone a week ago. Find themselves in a similar position this week. These two schools separated by about 2,000 miles, but we mentioned kind of that 6 degrees of separation feel. Sean Lewis, head coach of San Diego State on the left. Thomas Hammock, head coach of Northern Illinois on the right. Sean Lewis played tight end for Wisconsin in the early 2000s. One of those years, Thomas Hammock was on the Wisconsin staff as a GA in his first coaching job on the college level. So you got two coaches that know each other well going back to playing days. Fast forward to 2025. Second season for Sean Lewis at San Diego State, and then for Thomas Hammock, 7th at NIU. But Sean Lewis coached at Kent State, so he's familiar with the MAC, was also at Bowling Green. However, his first time as a head coach coming to DeKalb today. So 2 guys intertwined in familiar ways in coaching programs that are off to good starts to the season. Sean Lewis and the Aztecs again shut out Cal 34-0 last week. This week, they do give up some points. We knew it happened eventually, but they hold NIU to 3 on that opening series. They went nearly 8 minutes to open. So it kind of felt like a San Diego State win, holding them to 3, but it felt definitely like NIU football.
No question. It was 16 plays, 12 of them runs. That's Husky football, right? Those running plays pay dividends later on. It's like body punches in boxing. They will wear their legs down eventually.
So now coming out, San Diego State's offense for the first time. Jaden Denegal, their QB, transfer from Michigan, a guy who was named a captain pretty quickly. They really trust him.
Yeah, he's an outstanding player. He's a very gifted athlete, learning on the job how to be a CEO of the offense, manage it, and allow your playmakers around you to make plays.
You're a business owner. I like that. CEO terminology early on. Denegal going to work. Good pocket early. Good deflection, though. Nice play defensively made by Ty Miles. Well, 2 pass defenses that are impressive.
No question about it, and they love Ty Miles. His football IQ. Got away with a little wrap around to spin around the receiver there, but, you know, uncalled, so no call, no foul. But Ty Miles, very smart football player. Rarely is he out of position.
San Diego State hit some big plays through the air last week. Denegal keeps it this time. 6'5", 230, big body, can carry tacklers forward if he's opting to run it. But a good start for the NIU defense here.
And so both of these defenses are excellent on third down. And the Huskies are only giving up 32.4%. The problem for SDSU is they're only converting at 33%. And so this is an area of the game where they've got to be better.
NIU crowd making their voices felt. Bobbled snap. Denegal recovers. Kind of a broken play here. Keeps it himself and picks up enough for a first down. So a little improv act there early on from the California native.
And this is the gifted athlete that I was talking about before. He has the ability to throw this football. He's got a crosser right now that he can hit. And Jacob Bostic, he decides to keep it and tuck it. And that's, again, the maturation as he goes along. He'll learn to make that throw.
Throws it this time. One of his weapons, Jordan Napier. First catch. Oh, making guys miss in the open field. Shifty as you can get. Jordan Napier, some dance moves, some crossovers in there, too.
That's right. They love to get him the football with these bubble screens because he is a strong runner. They say he is hard to tackle, and together with Bostic.
Coming off on the defense.
They bring 2 different skill sets to this offense. Bostic's more of a speed guy. He takes the top off the defense. He's their deep threat. And Napier is everything else. Bubble screens, tunnel screens, getting ball in space with a lead blocker, and he's electric.
Denegal again. Good pocket wants the big play. On the sideline, flag thrown. Was that grab completed and hauled in? Will be the question mark as he wanted Bostic. On the coverage was Jacob Finley, hand fighting downfield.
And you wondered when they were going to take their shots.
Defense number 3, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
You wondered when they were going to take their shots against this Husky defense. And this is a 50-50 ball because Finley is in terrific position. He just gets his hands on the receiver. You can't panic in that situation. You're in great position. Just read the eyes of the receiver. But we talked about this during the week. Defensive coordinator Harley said he was going to leave his guys man-to-man because he trusts them. Gets burned there.
So who can win those tests? Nice cut to the outside there. Lucky Sutton. First time we've called his name San Diego native. A lot of San Diego natives sprinkled throughout this roster. Those shots, though, like you said, we were talking all week. When are they going to throw them? When are they going to throw them? They go to it very early here, and it pays off.
Yeah, and much like the Husky offense, they want to run the football here. But they will throw it deep to loosen you up. Just in case you start sneaking guys down and make an 8-man box, they will challenge you with the deep ball.
See that pre-snap motion from San Diego State as well. They use Napier in it, trying to get their shifty guy in space. Dips inside of the 30-yard line.
They're going to challenge you with different formations. They're going to move guys around. They're going to test your ability to stay on it mentally as this play count rolls up. If you begin to breathe harder, right, catch your breath, you also got to stay on it with your eye discipline. They talked about that all week. Northern Illinois, can we continue to be eye disciplined for 4 quarters?
Second time they face third down, running for it. It's going to be close. It looks like they're marking him short. Remember when Northern Illinois got that generous spot? This is not generous. And it's going to be 4th down decision time here.
And they're going. The Aztecs are going. They're not going with tempo, though. Look at them looking to the sidelines, trying to get the call. I like the idea of putting Denegal in a run option situation, run pass option. Take advantage of his athleticism and give him an outlet if the defense is in his face. But number 4, Jaden Denegal, is a great athlete.
4th down. They go straight up the gut with Sutton. Looks like they're marking it with enough to move these chains.
Every back on San Diego State's roster is 200 pounds plus. And this is the biggest of all of them, Lucky Sutton. 6'1", 225. And he's averaging just a flea hair under 5 yards a carry. So why not give it to your biggest and toughest back in a short yardage situation?
Fun start. Northern Illinois begins the day with a 7+ minute drive. San Diego State countering here on their opening series. The handoff once again getting Napier in space. Inside of the red zone he goes down to the 10.
And you see the tough running at the end. He's not a wide receiver looking to go down on first contact, right? And it's the same thing with these receivers. They like big receivers as well. Love the lead blocking, but I like the toughness falling forward from a wide receiver. You see that in great running backs. You're going to see it in Napier too.
Gain of 16 on that last play. NIU making a substitution, got Beeler off the field. Well, hand it off, reverse with Christian Washington, but right into a slew of red jerseys. Flag comes flying out. Philip Maczarowski and Quinn Erweiler leading the way on the tackle.
It's going to be holding San Diego State.
Holding, offense number 19. 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
So Seth Adams, they get Seth Adams, their senior tight end, number 19, with that hold. And San Diego State has been excellent in the red zone, scoring on every single trip. 11 of 11, 8 of them are touchdowns. But that hold right there might get them off schedule. We'll see if Northern Illinois can capitalize on it.
Backs 1st and goal up to 1st and essentially 20 yards to go. So, and Washington gets swung down promptly there. Mohamed Jameh, safety, creeping up there, making a great tackle.
Yeah, they brought him on the safety blitz, and sometimes you're blitzing to stop the pass. Other times you're blitzing to stop the run. And he's coming off the edge with some aggression and makes a really good tackle against a good football player in Washington. Very important for Denegal to be smart with the football. Don't put it at risk. I know you want to convert and get in that end zone, but you're in field goal range, so just be smart with it.
Empty backfield for him, nothing downfield, checks it down. Jackson Ford gets to about the 15. Going to bring up 3rd and goal from the 15.
I like the play call, Jason, because again, it keeps it safe. They get everybody trying to look out to the wide side of the field where they're strong formationally, and then you're trying to slip the tight end in. Good blocking there at the point of attack, but this Husky defense is flying around.
Play clock got down to 2. Final half minute of this opening quarter. Denegal going to keep. Got tripped up at about the 12. So San Diego State's field goal unit can come out here and try to tie up the game with their trusty kicker, Gabriel Placencia.
Well, that click of the heels was important because Jaden might have scored on that one, though. I mean, what a dangerous player. You do everything right defensively. When that quarterback slips through, it can be really nasty.
That'll wind down a first quarter that saw a couple of lengthy drives. San Diego State still in their opening series after Northern Illinois lasted 7+ minutes, 3-0 here in DeKalb. Gabriel Placencia, the preseason Mountain West Special Teams Player of the Year. 16 consecutive made field goals coming into today. See, that's tied for the second longest streak in the FBS. Going to try to make it another here at 17 on a 30-yard attempt to tie this game. It was a 12-play drive, 63 yards. See if Placencia can cap it off. Makes it 17 straight for Placencia and a tie game 3-3. Opening drives that somewhat mirrored each other.
Media timeout.
Lengthy, as I mentioned, 12 plays, 63 yards. San Diego State answers back. Tioga, historically, when San Diego State wins football games, they keep it on the ground, but this year they're getting guys out in space as well. You see this last scoring drive, kind of emblematic of that.
Yeah, and you know, defensively, you say, look, we're not going to give up any big plays. Make the offense go the long route. Most can't do it. Well, San Diego State is different. That was the 6th scoring drive of 10 plays or more. They had one that was 9 plays, and then they had another one that was over 14 plays where they turned it over on downs trying to score on 4th down. So they are very comfortable with racking up the play count. They do an excellent job of being disciplined and not screwing it up themselves.
Northern Illinois' opening series went 7 minutes, 50 seconds. It was one of the fastest opening quarters you'll find because of how quickly the ground game was moving and the tempo from both offenses too. Now Placencia going to kick off. Devion Reynolds back to return here. Josh Holst has been patiently waiting for his second series, and now the Huskies can come out offensively once again. Got De'Aaron Rogers involved a couple of times in the pass game. We'll see if they get back to that run game when we do return from DeKalb. 3-3 game early on. Two styles matching up with each other very well. Northern Illinois' offense getting set to come out here. It's their season so far. It's kind of been emblematic of the philosophies that they like to describe as the hard way, the sacrifice, the determination. And Tioga, no matter how coordinators change, personnel changes, you know what NIU is going to play like day in and day out.
Well, Thomas Hammock is the culture of this program. Old school is what that entire graphic means to me, the hard way. There is no shortcuts to greatness. You have to do it the hard way because most people aren't willing to do it, and that's the type of program they have here in DeKalb.
Trailed by 4 at Maryland. Snap was sketchy. May have hit the turf and picked up there by Poe. So only blemish so far in the running game. Again, trailed by 4 at the half against Mississippi State last week. So gone on the road at power conference opponents a couple of times this year and battled, trying to get a home win here before MAC play fully commences against Miami next week.
Mr. Williams, what a sensational tackle on that last play.
And throw out to the sideline. It's Poe. Again, couldn't hold on that time. May have heard the footsteps creeping up there from Chris Johnson. And an early 3rd and long here.
Well, you called it. He took his eye off the football. Catch first, make your move second. If you try to reverse it, the ball will end up on the ground, and Poe knows better.
These are the situations that they'd struggle against Mississippi State last week. 0 of 8 on 3rd down and long, which they classify as 3rd and 7 plus.
Offenses have converted just 2 of 16 in this situation against this defense. They live for this opportunity.
Bring Rodgers in motion. Opt to run it instead. A good start to that burst out of the backfield, but it's going to be short by at least 4 yards as they gave it to Shavon Wright. And now punting unit for the first time today comes out.
And this is why this defense is one of the best 3rd down units in all of America. They're top 17 in the country because they are really good on 1st and 2nd down. And they're built to rush the passer on 3rd down. Even when you run that draw trying to catch him off balance, he had so far to go that he couldn't get the 1st down. They're getting off the field again.
A dangerous punt returner in Jordan Napier back to return this Danny Vukovic punt. Got close to it. Napier lets that take a hop. Did it possibly touch an SDSU player will be the question here. It is going to be San Diego State football. Northern Illinois went after it smartly, but it'll be San Diego State ball when we
Ruling
come
on the
back.
field is that the ball was not touched by the receiving team.
Porter the third.
So look at this last punt return. Jordan Napier back and Jackson Ford in the midst as well. You see Ford goes tumbling down. Napier was clearly going to let it go. Got a little dicey, and then Northern Illinois smartly try to track after this.
Yeah, and Porter the third went and down that ball thinking they might get a muff and get the ball back, but because he did that, he probably cost his team about 5 extra yards of field position if he'd have let that thing go. So that, I mean, that's one of those deals where, hey, 5 yards, not important. In a game like this, though, with field position, both staffs talked about how important it's going to be, drive start average and all of that. That 5 yards is meaningful.
Denegal, quick throw on the second drive for San Diego State. That is caught by Donovan Brown. His first catch of the day over on the sideline.
I love that route, Jason. That's just a comeback. Watch Brown threaten on the outside. Not going to be able to see it on the outside, but you're going to see he's free because he threatened the defensive back deep, stuck his foot in the ground and came back. And Dante Harrison is in a tough spot because he can't get beat deep, and he's got to react up.
Denegal was 15 of 18 last week. Efficient start to the day here in DeKalb. Trying to push the pile to get enough to move these chains. On second and short, Christian Washington. Looks like right now does not quite have enough. It's going to be third and inches here.
I'm running again, Jason.
They do just that. Washington again hit hard, but picked up enough for the first with forward progress.
When you pride yourself on being a running football team, and that's both of these offensive units, there's no question you got to run the football into the teeth of the defense because this is who you are. And again, they like to spread people out and creating natural gaps. Very physical tackle there, but not before the first down is the line of the game.
Denegal, the keeper this time, transfer from Michigan. 13 returning starters for San Diego State from last year, tied for 9th most in the country, but not a ton on offense. On offense, you're replacing a lot of the production from a 3-9 season a year ago. Again, beating Cal felt like a program momentum type shifting win. You see we got an injury up front here. Bayo Kaniki. We will hope that he's okay, and we'll be right back from DeKalb. We just saw the right guard, Bayo Kaniki, go down for San Diego State's O-line. That Taoka, like you said, is a mammoth offensive line. You're going to match up with NFL-type size here.
No question. Look, the Husky D-line, that's nothing to slouch at, right? 6'4", 282, that's pretty darn good. But I challenge anybody to look at the Sunday teams to see anything that's averaging close to 6'6", 340 average. So, again, if you got a guy who's 310, that means you got to be averaged out with somebody that's 370? Are you kidding me? I'm glad I'm retired. I don't want nothing to do with that.
You see the center, Ross Ulugalu Maseuli, up front.
You've been waiting to say that.
We've been waiting to say it.
Show off.
Ulugalu Maseuli, San Diego native at center there, and he's one of their captains leading the way, guiding this group in this run game that's been stellar You see one of the key two guys on the other side, Quinn Erweiler for Northern Illinois, who was pumped up for this matchup. And we talked to him earlier this week. Second and medium here. Nice cut there from Christian Washington. Dragged down from behind. Taylor Powell made the tackle that time. Now brings up third down.
Excuse me, redshirt freshman from East St. Louis called upon to make a one-on-one, and he does.
Denegal hearing the noise on third down. Quick throw underneath to his go-to target in Napier. We said he's kind of like the crossover guy when he gets it in space. Kind of a clutch type bucket there, clutch catch on third down.
Well, that's just a sticks route. Understanding exactly where the first down yardage is, he got where he needed to be. But how about that dart from Denegal? He showed, boy, he can throw it with some heat on it.
Strong arm. They'll let him throw it again here, and he's got a good pocket here. Wants the one-on-one, needs Bostic, who couldn't quite make the play. Laid out, had his man beat by a couple of steps. Was working against Dante Harrison.
We told you they're going to take their shots, and when they do, more often than not, it's going to be number 17 singled up. And that ball could not be thrown any better because it's leading Bostic away from the defender. And he just couldn't come up with it. And with that speed, you showed the arm. If you're going to outthrow him by a half an inch, you're throwing that football well.
They've taken a couple of shots so far, one of which did result in a pass interference. This offense can take the top off of a defense. Quick run game this time. Washington, the burst out of the backfield. Gain of a couple, going to bring up third and long. Ty Miles on a good tackle there.
So you're seeing multiple Husky defenders who are asked to step up and make the one-on-ones, and they're doing that. Both defenses are going to have to make tackles in the open field to be successful and get off this field. And right now, Northern Illinois is, well, they're up to the task.
Three of 5 on third down so far, trying to get it with the ground. Maybe a decision coming up here. They've gone for it on 4th and 1 once, and they got a nice generous spot, so it looks like this should be 4th and 1.
Well, you're on 4th and 6. You're running in the A-gap. You're telling everybody in the stadium that this is 4-down territory. There's no question about it, and they got exactly what they wanted out of that. Very efficient. Now it's 4th and 1. The entire playbook is open for Matt Johnson in this offense.
Interesting, they will snap it out of the shotgun on 4th and 1. Trying to get there. Northern Illinois' defense looks like they just stood tall. They did. Tauka, what'd you think about lining up in shotgun?
Don't love it, because the ball is going to get to the running back at least 4 to 5 yards deep. And if you get any penetration, which Northern Illinois does, that's a dead play. And so Muhammad, Ja'Mai, and others getting into the backfield. I love the aggressiveness from Ja'Mai because he's the unblocked defender. And don't wait. Get up in there.
So, stand there from the NIU defense. Now can the offense come out and answer? Thomas Hammock got to be happy with that. Talked about getting it done the hard way. Our crew showed you that great graphic. They got it done the hard way. Now they're trying to do it the tricky way, and things got a little dicey. The San Diego State's defense stands up against some potential trickery there.
And I was just going to say, look out for a shot deep in this situation, right? You get a sudden change, and offensive coordinators love to try to capitalize on momentum change, and they're lucky to keep this football, to believe it or not. What an outstanding play by multiple defenders of San Diego State.
They were going to let Shavon Wright just throw it up there to Deary Rogers, but they'll live and fight another day, losing 5 yards on it. Holst, the former walk-on and scout team QB, goes back to work, steps up and doing really good work with his legs so far. Had 4 carries of 30 yards in that opening yard. Let's talk about this offensive line that's in front of him. not too shabby. Talked about the big offensive line for San Diego State. These guys see the cheeseheads, 4 out of the 5 from Wisconsin, which has been a theme in this program throughout the last few years.
Big, tough, physical.
Right there, Evan Malcor is the only returning starter on the O-line, though. But they love recruiting out of Wisconsin, where Thomas Hammock coached in the past. Pump, and getting brought down is Holst. Great play from Ryan Henderson, who they bring in specifically for blitz packages.
Yeah, they call that package the cheetah package. And you're going to see Trey White, who we talked about before, number 56, 10, 44. When you see those numbers in the game, it's pass rush time, and they do an excellent job. And we talked about how Trey White getting doubled so often allows other players to make plays. And that's what you saw right there. Henderson is a beneficiary. Great job of running that stunt, though. He was the rapper. You're supposed to come free when you're the rapper, but you got to make the play, and Henderson did that.
They love him on those third down blitz packages. Now Napier back to return. There was a jump, though, on that left side. Looked like Chris Johnson.
Offsides. Defense, number 1. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
So with that penalty, Jason, if this punter can execute an excellent punt and force a fair catch, this would create a really good field position situation for the defense of Northern Illinois.
Vukovic, they went after it again. Johnson was up there again. Napier gonna at least try to get something out of this reversing field, but he's getting backed up now inside of his own 10. Scoots out of there to the 11, but like you said, the penalty led to the field position favoring Northern Illinois. San Diego State football when we come back.
Media timeout.
It was the third down sack and those blitz packages that have worked very well for the Aztecs this season. You can get all of ESPN college football all in one place with the all-new ESPN app. Unlock with the ESPN Unlimited plan or log in with your TV provider. Get all the action. Direct-to-consumer is here. Monday Night Football, NHL season getting started up soon. College football. Everything you can ask for all in one place.
How about the beautiful day we got in DeKalb, though?
Perfect day for football. Feels like a San Diego day. San Diego State traveling over 2,000 miles to get here. Rare MAC Mountain West matchup. Just missing this being a Mountain West matchup by a year. San Diego State's headed to the Pac-12, the new Pac-12, and Northern Illinois is headed to the Mountain West. So we're just quite missing this being a future conference matchup in this day and age of perpetual realignment. Denegal on the offense, go back to work. 2nd and 10, trying to improve this field position. They do just that. Donovan Brown makes the grab. Maryland native on a group with a lot of San Diego guys who like to stay home and play for their local school.
Northern Illinois watched that replay last week with so many big plays over the top. As we see another big play opportunity there. Ball overthrown and flags down. But what you're seeing from Northern Illinois in the secondary, they are giving a lot of cushion to these receivers. And we understand why, because San Diego State will try to go over the top no matter who they're playing.
There is no foul for defensive pass interference. 2nd down.
And so the underneath routes are going to be there all day for the Aztecs because of the cushion being given. And just in case you try to fall asleep on these routes, they will again try you deep as you saw that last play. So I look for continued stop routes and comeback routes to move the football down the field from San Diego State.
I've already taken a couple of deep shots too. Hand it off this time, trying to stretch it out. Got Lucky Sutton back in the game. Good tackle from Erweiler, who has been so impressive this season.
I love talking to Erweiler.
He was fun to chat with.
Right, how about he saying his favorite player, Walter Payton, right? Linebackers, you think of Dick Butkus or Ray Lewis. No, Sweetness was his favorite player because how physically he ran the football, violently he played. He wants to bring that intensity and violence to the linebacker position, and you saw him throw the running back down right there. Fun to watch.
Erweiler's defense on 3rd and 7, trying to get the stop. They brought him on a blitz. That was Erweiler. Denegal throws it to the sideline. I think Erweiler wanted to hold. Like, made the reception there with Mikey Welsh. We'll see where they're marking this right now. It's enough for a 1st down. It is, as you see him rolling out of the pocket.
Yeah, and I think he had room to step up inside. That's where a young quarterback has to learn where the void in the pocket is. He's trying to outrun defenders. Watch the pocket form up inside. You don't have to go out there. You can step up and buy time. Now it's a tougher throw because half the field is gone.
Nonetheless, made the play. 2nd time he's kind of improv'd on a 3rd down scenario and gotten this team moving past the sticks. Good moves made out in space there, and San Diego State kind of moving and grooving again. Under 5 to go in this half.
That arm talent saved him. I mean, he has got the ability to spin it like most young quarterbacks don't have. He has to now mature as a player and learn to make the game be easier for them, not harder.
This was a highly recruited guy out of California. Started his career in Michigan, transferred back to his home state.
Came to San Diego State for an opportunity to compete for a job. Came in and won the job.
And named the starter on August 13th. Got a flag coming out here before the snap.
Ball start. Offense, number 15. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's Jackson Ford, tight end, getting hit with the false start.
Now, normally a penalty like that will get an offense completely off schedule. It's going to be very interesting to see, as you see Sean Lewis, their play caller and head coach. How do you get the offense back on schedule? 2nd and 11, you want to try to avoid the 3rd and long here on the road.
We'll fake the snap, screen set up this time. They get Welsh involved once again. Another California native. Going to be 3rd and about 4 here.
The Huskies defensively have been doing great on 3rd down. As this crowd gets into it again, let's see if they can get off the field.
Iladenago will throw it. Got a good pocket. Strong throw. Batted into the hands, but incomplete because it's out of bounds. Good play made defensively that time by Philip Maturowski, the linebacker.
Well, Philip's understanding they're running the comeback routes to the sticks. And this time he's not going to wait. He's going to jump it, get into the throwing lane, and almost made an unbelievable play.
He wanted the interception.
He did.
And that's a Superman interception.
Right. I like greedy defenders, right? Great play to get off the field, but he wanted more.
Well, both teams scored on their opening drives. Field goals exchanged on long series. And the punt coming here from Hunter Green. And this will take a San Diego State hop and somewhat of a roll. Northern Illinois still with their 3 timeouts and the 2-minute timeout. Northern Illinois, one final non-con game before MAC play fully gets underway against Miami of Ohio next week. Got UMass taking on Western Michigan, Central Michigan against Akron, Eastern Michigan against Buffalo, all on ESPN Plus. Our 4 games on Plus next week.
You saw Akron last week, or they played their best ball. They wanted to get better going into conference play, so I think they're getting in a situation where they're in good shape, but nothing like Maxon when we get into the fall.
Eastern Michigan got a much-needed win, getting on the board after an 0-3 start. Another flag goes flying here, this time pre-snap once again.
There's nothing that drives a coach crazy more than pre-snap penalties, because they weren't forced by the opponent.
False start, offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
I can guarantee you right now, Coach Hammock's internal temperature is up a few knots in a situation like this where you can try to get some points going into halftime and you start off with just screwing it up yourself.
He prides himself on discipline. That O-line big for this group that prides their offense on running the football. Defense getting some good penetration here for San Diego State.
It's Ryan Henderson again, along with Krishna Clay.
Anderson had the sack on the last drive for Northern Illinois that ended up ending that series. And that third down blitz package they called Cheetah. See if they can force a third down here. 2nd and 15 coming up. Not great field position for Holst, trying to work their way out of a territory that isn't super conducive for this offense, and they find a big play to do that with De'Ari Rogers, who also gets out of bounds with 2:23 left in the half.
Well, I like how he finished that play. And this is just a deep cross as you see Holst getting out of the pocket to buy some time. I like the accuracy of Holst on the move. A lot of times you see him go high with that ball, with that throw. That time it was perfectly placed in the hands of Rogers. Nice hands catch there.
We hit that 2-minute timeout.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
3-3 game. 2 unfamiliar opponents with familiar games fittingly squared away at 3 apiece. final 2 minutes of this first half. Both teams have defended the pass so well in this game. Came down to who can stop the run. These two offenses that have an identity of moving it on the ground. San Diego State's taken a couple of their deep shots on offense that have been stymied by the NIU corners. They go to the ground again, fittingly here. Big burst up the middle. Shavon Wright, who came over from Charleston with his new offensive coordinator, Quinn Sanders. Those two go back quite a ways. Now carrying those days in the D2 level over to Northern Illinois.
If I'm San Diego State, I'm playing run. I'm forcing Holst to prove he can beat me deep.
Another sack in the backfield. It is Chambliss from his linebacker position. Third time we've seen that today.
Well, this pass rush is lethal. And that's going to pay dividends later on because Holst's clock is going to be sped up internally. And right now, if he's not able to get rid of that ball on his first read, there's somebody in his face and more often not putting a hit on him.
Operator, please put 136. 136 on the clock.
Holst just 1 of 4 passing on the day. That's going to be a loss of 10. So still 136 to go for San Diego State. You start thinking of them offensively here. You have your 2 timeouts. You can move the ball down the field pretty quickly. You've proven that this season. So their defense is trying to get them the ball back here.
Yeah, and I thought it was a missed opportunity earlier in the drive when they had 3rd and long a little bit further deeper into Husky territory, and they were able to convert. And so here's another opportunity. This is a huge opportunity in this game because, as you said, moving the ball down the field fast is not a problem for the San Diego State offense, but defensively you got to give them a shot with enough time. They can call whatever they want. So they've got 2 downs, Neil, to play lights out defense. Let's see if they can make it happen.
That moves them back to 2nd and 20.
Wouldn't be shocked here if the Huskies run the football again.
Holst keeps it. They want Rogers, who is promptly met. Did he hang on? It looks like he did. Got hit pretty quickly by Dale-Sean Staley. Heard the footsteps coming. Hung in there tough.
6 versus 9. And as you said, tough. DeAndre Rogers is a tough football player. Big shot, the ball stays in his hands. And in that situation, Staley, all you can do is lay a hit on the guy and see if you can get the ball out. But again, the toughness of Rogers, they love him as a blocker. He's an electric football player we talked about. But, man, he's the best blocker in this receiving corps.
3rd and long situation, 0 for 8 in this territory against Mississippi State last week. They go to the ground, like you said, not surprised to see them do that, but San Diego State's defense does their job.
And they quickly call timeout, which is very smart.
Trey White made the tackle, the guy you pointed out in the open, coming back in these big scenarios.
San Diego State, their final timeout of the half. Please put 128 on the clock. 128. Thank you.
Coming up at the half, we'll chat everything around the MAC. Show you first half highlights and stats from this one. A big game for both of these teams. San Diego State 2-1 of the season. Coming in here on the road. Northern Illinois at 1-2 on the year. Both schools get conference play fully underway next week. Jason Ross Jr., Tyler Jackson with you here in DeKalb. Our entire crew behind the scenes on hand as well, doing a phenomenal job bringing you this one that saw both teams score in their opening series, then kind of settle in after that. Jordan Napier back to return this punt from Vukovic. Aztecs have come after a couple of punts so far. This one is short, shanked. And San Diego State with 1:23 to go in the half. Even think about their excellent field goal kicker, Gabriel Placencia, could probably set him up easier than at least they would thought. Let's look at this kick again, Taylor.
He looked like he rushed it to me, Jason. A one-step kick, usually do that when you're in the end zone. To me, he rushed his approach and just wanted to get it off. And I think it has something to do with the pressure he felt earlier. As you mentioned, they've been close a couple times. And just like speeding up a quarterback can get him off rhythm, speeding up a punter can do the exact same thing. And now the Aztec offense is in business.
It's like you speed me up when we go out to eat.
Well,
constantly blitzing me.
One thing I've never sped you up is paying for the check. No, that's
okay.
That's still a work in progress.
We had to take it there. And Denegal back to throw, goes underneath to Napier. They love to get him out in space. Sheds the opening tackle. It was Mohamed Jameh who tried to get him, just shrugged him off.
He's like a running back when he gets the ball in his hands. Yeah,
right.
He becomes a running back when the ball is in his hands. He runs routes like a receiver, knows how to get open, but is a tough tackle.
Kind of like a Jamar Chase. Denegal to the sideline. Napier again, but incomplete. Great play made defensively. Then a flag comes out. It was knocked out of his hands by Jacob Finley.
This is going to be interesting. Offensive pass interference?
Thomas Hammock thinks so.
Pass interference, offense number 17. 15-yard penalty, replay first down.
That's Jacob Bostic, number 17.
Yeah, usually you see that on the intended receiver.
Right, Napier was the intended target.
It was a great defensive play along the sidelines because Napier caught that football along the sidelines and it got punched out.
Yep. Would not have been a completed catch regardless, and you back yourself way back.
Three-man line from this Husky defense. They are playing 8 men in coverage, forcing Denegal to try to read it out.
San Diego State from their own 42 now. Trying to get some of it back with Lucky Sutton. They'll run it, and the clock winds down inside of a minute.
So I like the idea. Well, listen, if they're going to go three-man front, so we get a stoppage in play, another timeout. If you're going to go three-man front, you run at it, but the problem is they didn't get...
Northern Illinois, their first time out of the half. Clock operator, please put 57 seconds on the clock.
They did.
5-7.
As the official and I are playing tag with our speech here. But Quinn Erweiler didn't get him blocked. Even though you got a light box, three-man line, you better block him up. Number 32, Quinn Erweiler, their leading tackler, is going to make the tackle if he's a free runner.
If you're San Diego State here, offensively, what are you looking to do?
Well, listen, it's 57 seconds left. Converting this long yardage situation is in your DNA. You do not have to change who you are. I'm looking now to get at least 10 yards on this play and get the other 10 after that. Obviously, you need great protection to give Denegal his time, but I'm being aggressive here.
Captain Denegal has time to operate, but it was essentially a coverage sack downfield, which led to a sack in the backfield.
You called it. And there is Erweiler again. Three-man line again, and you didn't get number 32 blocked again. Three-man rush. They're going to be natural run lanes. And there is Erweiler essentially spying.
Northern Illinois, their second time out of the half. 30-second timeout.
Look at 32 Erweiler. He had his middle third, but he's, you know what? I see this young quarterback looking like he's looking for a rush lane. That's great instincts.
Kind of looking like the Detroit Lions linebackers against Lamar Jackson.
There you go.
Football earlier this week.
You better have a spy against Lamar Jackson, and you better have a spy against Denegal because they will make you pay, especially against deep dropping zones, which is what Northern Illinois ran right there. So now in this situation, Jason, you got to be smart. You are not looking to give the Huskies a gift and you're minus into the territory. I'm running this football. I'm not going to put this ball at risk.
Two coaches playing chess right now. Thomas Hammock and his group could still potentially get the ball back here. And Lucky Sutton gets tripped up. That looks like Roy Williams, one of those stout defensive linemen on the edge. He and Jelani Williams do a great job on those respective sides.
Their final timeout of the half.
They use that final timeout and will get this ball back.
Well, this is one of the leaders on this defense. They love his toughness and how hard he plays. He's coming all the way across the formation. You see that fist? He's saying bye-bye to the offense because he knows they got to leave the field and get in punt formation, but all defenders love that fist in the air because that means fourth down, we've done our job, and we can go sit down and have a nice, cool beverage.
How about the way these defenses have settled in?
Yeah. Very nice. Getting it done on third down, Jason.
De'Ari Rogers back to return this punt. Both teams out of timeouts now. High hang time on this punt from Hunter Green. Takes a San Diego State roll down to the 4.
That's an excellent punt by Hunter Green. And you can say what you want, but that's a big play right there.
Yep, Ray Guy watch list for a reason.
That's right, and with no timeouts, he himself just took Northern Illinois' ability to score points, I believe, out of this equation by kicking it inside the 5-yard line.
Green's got 2 punts of 67 or more yards this year. Second in the Mountain West entering last week in punting average. That one was pretty strategic with the high hang time on it.
We told you that the field position will play a major role in this game. When it's 3-3, you can best believe it will.
First half started with both teams scoring on their opening series. Got really gritty after that. Saw some short yardage, 4th down situations. 2 teams separated by a couple of thousand miles. Separated by nothing on the scoreboard right now entering the half.
Well, listen, if you like fireworks, it's not your cup of tea. If you like football, it is, though. You got great defense, you got running the football, and you got special teams coming into play. This is my type of football.
It's a Tioka Jackson type of game that we signed up for here. Fun one. Should be a tight second half. We're going to go to the half when we come back on ESPN+. Welcome back. Jason Ross Jr., Tioka Jackson, 3-3 games, San Diego State and Northern Illinois. 131 combined rushing yards so far in this matchup. Tioka, how has it lived up to, or maybe not lived up to, your expectations coming in?
Well, I think, first of all, you got to acknowledge that San Diego State defensively has been as advertised. When you hold NIU to less than 100 total yards on the road, you've bought the formula to get a road win. Let's see if he can hold up in the second half.
Both defenses standing still. We will talk more about this one and everything around the MAC when we come back here on ESPN+. 3-3 between the Huskies and the Aztecs at the half. Three game at the half. Enjoying the sounds of college football on a wonderful Midwest Saturday afternoon. Jason Ross Jr., Tioka Jackson with you here at Husky Stadium in DeKalb. Back-to-back home games for Northern Illinois. We're going to look around the MAC. Toledo up on Akron 35-3 now. Tail end of the second quarter there. Toledo making a statement. UConn tied with Buffalo at the half, 7 apiece. See, Ohio, 15-point win over Bowling Green. Central Michigan getting it done against Eastern Michigan. That was a big matchup coming into today. And Miami of Ohio up 17-0 right now with a couple of games still to come as well. Talk about some of the new faces around the MAC. You know, UMass coming back to the conference as a football affiliate.
Why did they not bring in basketball? Bring the basketball program with you, man.
You're getting a little greedy. You want the basketball as well. There we go. The Minutemen. Mentioned coming back once a football-only affiliate from 2012 to 2015, rejoining as football-only this year. See some of the benefits involved in that. In this day and age of the expanded playoff, giving yourself an opportunity as a group of 5. We've seen it. Anyone can do it now.
Well, no question. I think it's going to raise their recruiting profile, and you'll see the talent coming through UMass better than ever.
And they're playing a San Diego State squad today. It's Northern Illinois San Diego State matchup, where San Diego State is moving over to the Pac-12, and Boise State's one of those teams joining. We saw Boise State make the playoff last year. They're going to go to the Pac-12 as well. These are some of the new faces around the MAC that we mentioned here. You've got an Eddie George story for the fans.
Oh, Eddie George, yeah, man.
Stories.
I mean, when I was playing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he, of course, was with the Tennessee Titans. And as a defensive lineman, you're looking for one-on-one hits on most running backs because it's going to be an easy tackle. Well, listen, I came free on the stunt, and it's he and I, Mr. George against Mr. Jackson, one-on-one, and I really tattooed him and expected him to get up slow. He just hopped up, patted me on the butt and said, "Good hit, boy." And my neck hurt for 3 weeks after that.
So who hit who there is the question mark.
Listen, when you're the hitter, you're supposed to, take the business in or give the business in to the other guy. He was the hittee, but I was unfortunately the hurtee after that play. And that type of toughness is you can't teach, and that's the thing he's going to instill in Bowling Green University. You can best believe about that.
You were the ice bathee afterwards.
That's right. Hey, relax. I'm your partner here. I'm still your partner.
See here, potentially happening. This isn't quite fully finished yet, but ongoing discussions for Western Michigan and Michigan to play in Frankfurt, Germany. It would be the third international game in Western Michigan's history outside of North America.
What a great opportunity for Western, right? I mean, you think you get to go out there and take your program there for the first time ever and go against the big bag, Big Blue. And listen, I've seen Big Blue lose at home against a prohibitive underdog. And why not you, Western Michigan? Go make it happen all across the pond.
Can make it happen overseas if it does end up getting finalized. We will come back with more from the half here in DeKalb. 3-3 game here in DeKalb. Jason Ross Jr., Tioka Jackson with you. Tioka searching for the offensive highlights post-opening drive. Defense is really settled in.
Well, listen, I'm going to give credit to our producer, Sam Rogers, because he had to dig deep to find anything positive offensively for either squad. And I'm not shocked because we knew coming in San Diego State was one of the best defensive in all of America. And we also knew Northern Illinois was a squad that has held multiple opponents, including 29 consecutive under 300 yards passing. So they're playing as we expected at home. Here's the key, though. Which defense will be able to force a turnover to flip this game and make it easy for their offense? Because clearly, without a turnover help, they're going to struggle for 4 quarters.
Let's see who can step up. Like you said, that turnover could be the key dynamic in the second half. Who can stay blemish-free and who can put some points on the board? (3-3) San Diego State, Northern Illinois, getting closer and closer to the second half here. And a tie game between two teams that would be very close to potentially being conference opponents next year, but both departing their conferences. Extra Yard for Teachers Week is an annual back-to-school effort led by the College Football Playoff Foundation that brings college sports together to recognize and show appreciation to great teachers across the country. To support Extra Yard for Teachers Recognition and Resources Initiatives, scan the QR code for more.
Shout out to Barbara White, my favorite all-time teacher, English teacher at Bishop McNamara High School. She had a huge impact on me, and teachers are the most underappreciated folks, I believe, because of the impact they have on young people's brains and personalities. Love teachers.
Napier, a fair catch this one, and bring out the San Diego State offense that opted to defer to begin the game, so they will receive it to begin this second half. And this offense that had a really good opening series, how do they potentially become the first team to kind of break this tie here?
Well, I want to see them reestablish their run game, and I want to get their quarterback involved more in it as well. And even when you do pass, let's get him on the move where he's got the option to run it or throw it. It's clear that he is one of the best athletes on the field. For this game, I think you try to get him on the edge and out-athlete these Husky defenders.
He's been so fun to watch in space. They fake it to Lucky Sutton, go out of the edge right on cue to Napier, making guys miss through a tunnel up to about the 44-yard line.
And that's almost as good as a perimeter run, Jason, because you're asking your receiver, who's not getting the ball, to be a lead blocker for Napier. And again, we talked about he running bubble screens and tunnel screens. He really excels and puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
It was a 19-yard gain. Lucky Sutton went out as a receiver. This ball lofted up dangerously and picked off. Muhammad Jameh just had to kind of field that easy pick. And NIU, you mentioned who would turn it over first. Well, San Diego State coughs it up on their opening series of the second half.
Yep, that is what we talked about being a key to who is going to emerge in the second half. And right now you're seeing a young quarterback be a young quarterback. There's no reason to throw this football right there. You do not put it at risk and create a disaster opportunity for your offense. That is a desperation play when it was not a desperation situation. So that's something that you got to live with when you play with young players. You just ask that he never repeat that type of mistake again. And defensively, we're putting on you now to create a punting situation. Make that long interception a punt.
Gives the Husky crowd a little juice right out of the gates here in the second half. Can Holst find something in the passing game? 3 of 6 in that opening half. They'll keep it on the ground here where they like to start. That's always been a part of the mentality of Thomas Hammock. Keep it on the ground. Use that to initiate the pass game. This NIU offense, the words of Quinn Sanders, they said we're still trying to figure out who we are and how good we can be. Again, played Maryland tough on the road, trailed by 4 in the fourth quarter of that one, trailed by 4 at the half against Mississippi State last week. Trying to stay perfect at home. Go to the ground again with Telly Johnson. Augusta, Georgia native, a part of the Southern influence that's all over recruiting-wise. This offense at the key skill positions.
Well, this is that third medium situation, Jason. You got options now. Do you run the football and try to get this defense in pass rush mode, or do you try to block them up? As you see, they condense the formation. Do you try to block them up and allow your quarterback clear throwing lanes?
That pass well out of the reach of the intended target, Demopoulos there, so brings out 4th down. And right away, in San Diego State's defense, like you said, can you make it a punt? They do.
Yeah, they do. That's good defense. It's good teamwork right there. Your defense stepping up when your offense didn't. But from Holst, we saw him now start the second half the way he started the game, and that was being high. When he misses high. He had a receiver open, just didn't hit him.
NIU 2 of 8 on 3rd down today. This has become a Tioka Jackson football game. Grinded out defensively. Napier back to return this punt as a little space. Got closed off quickly, though, at his own 24. Matt Chorowski with a good tackle on special teams. After the Vukovic punt, We'll be right back. San
Media
Diego State
timeout.
second series of the half when we come back. This is NIU's defensive motto they're going to try to bring to the table today. Tauka, look at the flame emoji on the side of the hat there. Catching it on the side of the hat of defensive coordinator Rob Harley. And you look at that. So that mentality is what they try to bring to the meetings every day, try to bring to the mentality in the game every day. They even bring it to the meeting room with the music, by the way, which I know you love.
Yeah, man, they playing everything from The Block is Hot by Lil Wayne, and then Glenn Fry's The Heat Is On. You didn't know I could carry a tune like that, did you?
I do know because we drive to games together, and you sing quite a bit during those car rides.
I'm talented, bro.
I enjoy the tunes. Lucky Sutton up the middle on the ground game for San Diego State.
That Sutton's a one-cut-and-go guy. He doesn't spend a lot of time dancing, prancing. They like to run him on inside zone. He sees a crack, and he takes that crack.
Flip it out to Donovan Brown, running through a tunnel. Should be enough for a first down. It is. Matt Chorosky tackled him. You mentioned, as we talked about, defensive coordinator for Northern Illinois, Rob Harley, they practiced against a similar offense like this all off season. What did you mean by that?
Yeah, because right now when you get into this situation, you feel comfortable defending a spread offense with some air raid principles in it that likes to run the football. That's kind of what NIU does offensively. Just don't know if you have a trigger man with this type of talent, though.
Matt Chorosky getting in the backfield from his linebacker spot. He has been all over the place. Special teams, defense coming up with the sack here.
Well, look, Matt Chorosky was a high school tight end. And they keep it simple for him. He's a young player. They keep it simple for him. See ball, go get ball. They don't try to bog him down with a lot of different reads and a lot of different responsibilities. Unlike Erweiler, who's the senior, they say, you go get it, number 17. You're a very aggressive player, and we're going to take advantage of that. Big play. Now this is, the maturation of Jaden Denigo. Learn from the mistake you made as you see the timeout being called.
Timeout, San Diego State. Their first timeout of the half. This will be a media timeout.
We'll take a break with them. San Diego State trying to keep this thing moving when we come back. Sean Lewis, head coach for San Diego State, coming off a huge win over Cal, 34-0 last week. You see his coaching journey. Started as a player at Wisconsin, 04 to 07. Thomas Hammock, the head coach for Northern Illinois, was a grad assistant on the Wisconsin staff. One of the years that Lewis was there, 03, 04. So those two crossed paths then with Hammock coaching Lewis. Now full circle journey about 20 years later, coaching against each other as head coaches for their respective schools. And Lewis, you see his days in the MAC at Bowling Green and Kent State. So he knows these stadiums well. However, first time as a head coach in DeKalb. Speaking of the MAC, Bert Emanuel Jr., transfer from Central Michigan, who we've seen in the past, Tioka and CMU, steps in at QB for Jaden Denegal. Interesting decision here as Bert Emanuel will keep it on 2nd and 20.
So what he brings to this offense is an electric athlete. Maybe more dynamic than Denegal. Not quite the arm talent, but he can fly like his dad did. Bert Emanuel, my former teammate with the Atlanta Falcons and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This guy is terrific with the ball in his hands.
Got a tough task here on 3rd and 19. They're going to let him throw it. They go to the sideline, incomplete. They're looking for Donovan Brown, broken up there by Jacob Finley.
Yeah, and you said a tough ask, right? That was a comeback timing throw, and the timing was just a little bit off. It's hard to come into the game cold and make a play like that against very tight coverage. Jacob Finley was all over it, and you see why their defensive coordinator trusts both Finley and Dante Harrison on their corners, because they're outstanding players.
Now Hunter Green back to punt. Has had a couple of really good ones today. Ray Guy watch list. This one backing Rodgers up inside of his own 10. Rodgers with some space, though, that he creates himself out to the 26-yard line. So now Josh Holst and the Northern Illinois offense can come back out.
Well, listen, when you're struggling offensively, as NIU is, you got to rely on your culture and your identity to get you through. And when you talked about Coach Hammock saying we're still trying to really hone in on what our identity is. Well, I know one thing, they can run the football. And they've got two terrific backs. 3-3, I don't care where the scoreboard is in terms of time. When it's 3-3, you don't have to get out of character. You can run it, and then play off of that.
Opt to throw it this time. Rodgers on the reception, screen set up. Talked about blocking from these wide receivers, and they say if you don't block, you don't get the rock in this offense. Out of the edge, LaDon Bryant doing some blocking.
Hey, how about that for culture building? If you don't block, you don't get the rock. And that, to me, again, is as good as an outside running play. That is as simple as it gets. Just a quick little bubble screen where you're asking your receiver to lead block for another.
They bring in Brady Davidson on the NIU side of things, so both teams going with quarterback changes in this second half. Javon Wright with the run. Interesting chess moves being made here at Tioga.
And that's true freshman Brady Davidson, right? And so if you can turn and hand it off, you can play quarterback. But at some point, you're wondering what happens when they get this young freshman in a tough situation. We'll have to see, but here is 3rd and short.
Just 1 for 2 passing on the year. And on 3rd and short, you have to think most likely they keep it on the ground here. They will do that. Is there enough to move the chains where they're marking forward progress? Looks like that's the case.
Yeah, put it on your offensive line. Now, this Brady Davidson is 6'5", 224 pounds. As you see, Javon Wright looking a little gimpy. He's only 5'8", but 212 pounds of solid muscle. And for him to be gimpy, somebody put a huge hit on him in his lower body for sure.
Davidson, the Columbia, Missouri native. Back to throw for the first time. Pressure comes. Chasing after him is Mr. Williams. They got it to the sideline. And we'll see, did Chris Johnson snag that? It was. So Chris Johnson, who had a 97-yard INT last week, gets the pick here.
Chris Johnson is the highest graded Group of 5 corner in America. And what you saw there was somebody who watches a ton of film and knew exactly what the route was. He steps right in front of Gary Gibbons and makes that pick. And you see a true freshman making a late throw against this body that is hard to do.
Back-to-back weeks with an interception for Chris Johnson. He went 97 yards and a pick six a week ago. Gets the big turnover here, sets up San Diego State with great field position.
So there's a question about whether this is indeed an interception. And here's the question. He catches it initially and then he bobbles the football. There's the bobble right there. So the question is, after he completes the catch after the bobble, where's that other foot come down?
Now San Diego State goes back to work offensively. Tayoka, you mentioned to me at halftime, turnovers could be the difference in the second half. We've got two already in the opening couple of minutes, one on each side, both interceptions.
That's right, and the question is, can offensively San Diego State capitalize? But now here's after the bobble. Watch the left foot. He brings it back in bounds. It's out of bounds in the air, doesn't touch down. He realizes exactly where he is and then brings it back in bounds. That's a terrific job by Chris Johnson. Wow.
Both teams have made quarterback changes as well in the second half. Bert Emanuel faked the throw, gave it to the ground game. Nice shifty moves being made up the gut and up the middle there by Christian Washington. And Bert Emanuel wondering if he would stay in on this next series. He does.
Yeah, and so right now, offensively, everybody's taking a look at Bert because they know he can run the football. This is where the read option and RPOs come in. You can now be really strategic in how you call your run plays with this athlete at quarterback.
Third and very short here, inches. Great defensive stand by the Northern Illinois defense. The pads popped instantaneously. And this crowd cathartic after another third down stop.
Well, I talked about how creative you could be and strategic with this run game, but penetration kills anything you got playing. If you got defenders reestablishing the line of scrimmage in the backfield, it doesn't really matter what the call is and who's running those calls. And that is a yeoman's job by Quinn Erweiler, getting into the backfield and making a TFL.
Erweiler wears the green dot for the coach-to-player communication on that Northern Illinois defense. You see why they trust him with that.
He's a high-effort guy.
On the San Diego State defensive side of things, for a second straight week, they've been without Tano Latuli, who had 20 tackles through the first couple of weeks. This is Tano and Trey White, who we pointed out in the open, growing up together in California. Both San Diego natives. Here they are as kids, playing Little League together, Pop Warner, and now growing up to play together in college. But Tano, a big missing piece again. But the defense standing tall, a defense that hadn't forced any turnovers through the first couple of weeks of the season, forced 3 a week ago against Cal, and now forced 1 on the last Northern Illinois drive. For NIU, Josh Holst is back in at QB after the Brady Davidson interception. Moving the pile up to the 15 on the ground.
And Chris Johnson coming in and making that tackle from his cornerback position. And you talked about Latuli and how they've missed him. But, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to Mr. Williams. And that's his name, Mr. Williams, stepping in. He's played terrific football, number 41 for the Aztecs. And, you know, you really haven't seen a drop-off in play.
Holst on the keeper this time. Started out this game really utilizing his legs well. You saw the spy action a couple of times from San Diego State, keeping an eye on when he likes to run. This brings up 3rd down.
Now this is the 3rd and gray area, 3rd and 3-ish. This is where they like to live on 3rd down. They can manage this situation because you know defensively the running game is there for you. 3 yards is nothing for these guys.
Wonder when they take a shot. Offensive coordinator Quinn Sanders did say you got to be able to push it over this defense's head a little bit. Run it out here, looking to go to the air. Not a shot, but is it enough for a 1st down? That catch was made on the sideline. Able to find Jalen Poe out of the backfield.
Strong hands catch by Poe, though. The ball's a little high, but not too high. Watch him reach up and pluck this ball. Here comes the defender reaching at it. Bobbled it a little bit, but reestablished his feet. Good job by Poe, redshirt sophomore out of Dallas. But you see them getting Holst on the move, though. Get him away from this pass rush. And that time he was able to execute the throw.
A fresh set of downs for Holst. They'll go to the ground. Great tackle made on the interior by Dale-Sean Staley, who had 61 tackles last season, began his career on the FCS level, that transferred from Northern Iowa to San Diego State.
Well, they play with 3 safeties. They run a 4-2-5. Both defenses do, really, but this 4-2-5 defense relies on Staley, number 9, Eric Butler, number 6, and McDougal, 26, to make a lot of tackles because they're sort of like hybrid linebacker type guys.
By the way, you're going on 7 quarters now without a touchdown allowed for San Diego State. Pitched a shutout against Cal last week. And have only allowed 3 points today. This defense has been so good on the interior. That is showing once again. Defensive coordinator Rob Wirtz felt like they just, against Washington State, their 2nd game of the season in which they lost, just fundamentally didn't really show up. Right now, they are fundamentally doing everything well.
And watch them build the wall. You tell me where you're going to run that football. There's nowhere to run it. They're building a wall, and they're getting penetration with that wall. So there are no running lanes quite often for these backs. I mean, this defense is ranked in the top 35 nationally in 7 different categories.
Including on 3rd down, where they have been excellent. It is 3rd and long here. NIU trying to run for it. Finishing off the tackle. That time on the edge was Chris Johnson, coming from the cornerback spot.
That's the right thing to do. They had that cheater package in the game, that pass rush front, so you want to run into it. The problem is these corners are good tacklers. And so they are able to get off of their coverage responsibility and come add to this run-stopping defense. And we asked Chris Johnson about that. I mean, is it going to be important for these secondary guys to come in and help in this run game? He said it's important every week that we help out, but certainly this week against the Huskies.
Just 1 of 7 on 3rd and long now. For Northern Illinois, this punt going to bring Napier back to his 20. That was, I think, bobbled out of his hands. Fortuitously will stay with San Diego State with 2:46 to go in the third, a 3-3 game. We'll see who comes out at quarterback for the Aztecs this time. Last couple of series, it's been Bert Emanuel Jr. after Jaden Denegal started the first half, and he made some good throws in the first half. But looks like they're going to stick with the change in Bert Emanuel.
I'm going to tell you right now, the most consistent performers in this game are Vukovic and Green, the 2 punters.
A punter all-star right now.
But listen, they're on scholarship too. We need you. You're part of the team. This is the ultimate team sport, right? Everybody's got to do their job and know they have the best chance to win.
Hand it off to Napier. Just get him the ball in some way or another. But this defense ready once again for Northern Illinois. Finley able to make the tackle. James Finley, the true freshman, getting some action here at the safety spot. Gain of 2.
How about that tackle by that young freshman? Physical, legal, running your feet on contact, bringing your arms. Now it's going to be interesting to see if Bert Emanuel can put the ball in the air.
Both teams scored on their opening drive. Nothing since then. Napier makes the catch. Another grab for the Fontana, California native sophomore with a really bright future ahead. Leads the team in receptions. He's been the go-to in trying to get something orchestrated in this pass game. Here's his 3rd and medium range.
That's right. And now, again, the run game is involved. You know Bert is going to be a part of it. I like the idea of getting him on the edge just like it did with Denegal. Have a run-pass option, triple option, where you can pitch it, throw it, or hold it yourself.
They'll opt to keep it with the back, and Lucky Sutton held on to it for a second. This will not be enough for our first down. And you're in punting range here.
Yeah, that's that read option, where you're reading the in man on the line of scrimmage with the ball in the belly of the runner. They call it the mesh point. And I'm not sure that Bert Emanuel Jr. made the right decision. I did not see a defender flash on his outside. I think he could have pulled that ball and had a lead blocker going to the outside. I think that was the wrong decision by Bert Emanuel Jr.
Yeah, brings on the punting game again. Familiar Hunter Green. Gary Rogers is going to let this one hop. Green has had some really good punts today. Another one here. Wow, what a roll.
The punters are the best players on the field right now. I'm just telling you. And I'm cool with that. And I usually don't like kickers, as you know, but look at his roll. That's when you're living right now.
I learned your #1 rule last week: never take your helmet off as a kicker. You were not happy about that. Anytime you can get a little jab in.
That's right.
You're going to get it in.
But today I can't.
No.
Because they've been
good.
Yeah, they've been asked to kick a lot, and they haven't screwed anything up.
How about that one? 63 yards.
Well, they had the one shank, though. Remember, the rushed one punt.
That's right.
Other than that, they've both been stellar.
The defenses, though.
Yeah.
Anytime an offense has been presented with an opportunity, there have been opportunities in this half off a couple of turnovers for both sides. Vukovic and Green have both ended up in some way or another out there because these defenses have stood so tall on 3rd down today. And the corners have been so good. The tackling has been so fundamental. There was one missed tackle there as Northern Illinois gets back to the ground game. We've seen quarterback changes from both sides in this second half. Another look here at the Telly Johnson run.
Nice job of running through that one tackle, but what I saw there was excellent blocking. And when you can get to the second level of the defense without being touched, that's when you know the offensive line is humming, and I still think you continue to lean into them. But at some point, they're going to have to take a shot to give these safeties something else to think about other than coming up with run support.
And Tano Latuli in the game now for San Diego State. Well, good to see him out there, did warm up.
That is the end of the third quarter.
San Diego State's defense to the fourth quarter, a 3-3 defensive battle in DeKalb. So, keeping an update on Shavon Wright here, who left the game a little gimpy after this collision. Have not seen him since. The running back for Northern Illinois. A little over 200 yards on the season. Limps off, as you can see in the replay. Telly Johnson is his partner in crime at that running back spot. Does have his helmet back on, so good sign there. Had taken it off, was walking around. Telly Johnson in the back taking this carry right now for the Huskies. Looking to get enough for a first down. He will.
And that's why we've seen Poe get his opportunities, because Shavon's been out. And listen, he had 38 rushing touchdowns at Division II Charleston University. That is the all-division record for a single season, right? And we talked about how Quinn Sanders, the offensive coordinator of the Huskies, sort of hand-delivered him to NIU because they were together.
Yep, at Charleston, and Quinn Sanders doing a great job, but trying to find a way to get this offense rolling. Another throwaway that time. So we talked about how important first down felt like it would be for Northern Illinois entering today. We'll see if they can get something going on second down. The pass game for either team has just been somewhat non-existent.
And whenever you see them go first down, incomplete pass, they are nearly 100% run on the second down. So this is one of those situations you don't want to guess if you're San Diego State defensively, but you want to anticipate that this is a high running down.
Northern Illinois had 62 yards in their opening drive that scored. They have a total of 79 since then, that opening drive of the first quarter. Nice tackle made from behind there by Amari Comier, Oakland, California native. To see how much the San Diego State defense rotates, get a lot of bodies in. Comier goes out, new bodies come in.
You see them force this ball outside, and once again, Eric Butler coming in from his safety position to get a hit on this running back. And here's the cheetah package. Watch this pass rush from San Diego State.
Trey White's ready to launch on the edge there.
Yeah.
Third and 7, 4 receivers in this set for Holst. Blitz came from behind, some good blocking. And Demopoulos couldn't quite get enough for the first down. August Salvati was trying to fly around the edge, bringing the pressure. But it will be 4th and short once again, so another punt on the way. It's Vukovic's turn this time.
Well, first of all, look at the left side of your screen, number 77, Izzy Ozo does a great job of one-on-one pass blocking. As you see multiple defenders here come up and make a play. It looks like Demopoulos almost twisted his ankle trying to make that move.
And Napier back to return the punt. Aztecs not coming after this one. A lot of hang time again, which has been the theme. That's off the hands of Napier, then has to pounce on it.
This might be the greatest punting exhibition I've ever seen.
It's a duel. Both punters nearly averaging 50 yards per punt. It's a 3-3 game. A little TV inside info. Rare in the truck that you start building up graphics on the punters, but our awesome truck is hard at work here. Danny Vukovic and Hunter Green, who are having themselves a punter battle.
And Vukovic and Green have made the truck pivot, get away from all of these so-called stars and focus on us. Yes.
So-called skill players.
Right. But they've been outstanding, and it's a field position battle right now, folks, and the punters are taking center stage.
Jaden Denegal is back at quarterback for San Diego State. Good run here from Lucky Sutton. So they bring Denegal back in after 3 series of Bert Emanuel. Trying to make a shift, and with 12:28 to go, both teams, when they did score in that opening half, they only exchanged 2 total possessions in the first quarter. So is it a long drive, Teoka, that one of these teams is going to need to grind out?
There's no question about it. I mean, that's the way these defenses are playing. They aren't giving up big plays, and they've each caused a turnover.
Lucky Sutton spinning off of tacklers, driving the pile forward and saying, I can get this long drive started with my legs.
And that's the type of run that'll get an entire offense fired up as you see the Aztecs going with tempo. But look at this determination. This guy is not looking to go down. If you don't get a solid hit on any of these backs on both sides, they're going to continue running through it.
The Sutton had a 100-yard game in the opening game of the season against Stony Brook. Nice cut here again. They call him a one-cut downhill guy. It's on display on the film right there.
Yeah, this is outside zone, folks. This is where all the offensive linemen start in one direction outside and take their defenders wherever they want to go, relying and trusting that the quarterback the running back's going to use his eyes and cut. And once he does cut, look at him fall forward.
It's kind of the most momentum we felt in the San Diego State offense in a while. Just a slip there. They'll want to have that one back. Napier frustrated as he gets up. He knew he had something in front of him in terms of space.
Well, back to that momentum, though, you talked about. It was that tackle-breaking run by Sutton. And the momentum is very fickle. And once you get it, you got to capitalize on it. As you see Napier there doing what he rarely does, and that's fall down without anybody hitting him. I mean, he's great in these screen situations. I mean, he usually makes people miss and gashes people, but fell down on his own there.
Denegal has been developing a lot of chemistry with his new teammates. Was taken out for a couple of series, back in, and they're going with a nice balance here on the ground and moving piles forward. Also start to wonder about the legs of these defenses that have gotten off the field quickly, but you're into that territory of the game where stamina starts to play a role.
And I like what Sean Lewis is doing. He's saying, you know what? I've changed quarterbacks, haven't really got a spark. Shown them different looks. We've thrown the screens well, but let's give a series to this offensive line. And let's see if these big horses at 340 pounds on average can begin to push around this Husky defensive front seven.
3rd and 3, trying to keep it going. Momentum is up right now. Does Denegal try to keep it here? Last-minute decision to do so. Did he get the marker? He did. So keep this drive going for San Diego State after multiple series on both sides that resulted in quick punts. Feels a little different right now.
Well, I got on Jaden a little earlier about his decision-making, hanging that ball up. But now this is really good decision-making. And I saw some poise from there. No panic on the outside. He doesn't see his receiver open, understanding at the last second, I can use my athleticism and balance to get to the first down marker.
Won the job on August 13th, transferred from Michigan. Stayed poised over there on the sideline when Bert Emanuel was given the keys for a few possessions. Quick sidearm throw, I've seen that a couple of times. Then Donovan Brown, they love his speed, made the first man miss. Transfer from the JUCO level, began his career at Syracuse, using his speed and space this time.
And you said drop down that arm angle. This is the talent that he brings to this position. Accurate ball, dropping it down, bringing him away from the defender, which is really slick.
Go back to the ground. Oh, what a second cut there from Washington. Looked like Teoka, he was dead in the water. I could feel it in your reaction on it. Then a second, third cut.
Well, this is his game. They say he's the shifty guy. This is their 1-2 punch. Boom, look at that right there, that quickness. That jump cut was sensational.
On 3rd down, go back to him. This looks like it's going to be marked just short.
Wow, who was that broke through the line and made that play? Well,
was it Erweiler?
Yeah, it was
Your
Erweiler.
guy.
No surprise. He is a downhill running back as you see him come off the field, and if he is unable to go for any length of time, that's going to be a problem for this Northern Illinois defense. But watch him get into the hole and make the play. A lot of times, linebackers run with their eyes the way the running backs do, and when they see a hole opening up, the aggressive ones with heart step in it and try to make a play.
4th down, they're going to go for it. Denegal is going to throw it on 4th down. Now he's going to try to pitch it. Oh, it's hold. Maybe in, then lost. Seth Adams tried to bring it down one-handed. It may have, though, fell into the hands defensively of Jasper Beeler. It did. And the drive that felt like it had the most momentum most certainly did of this second half for either team comes to a halt on a turnover.
Jaden, we don't need that.
The field is an interception by the defense. 1st down, Northern Illinois.
Wow.
We don't need to try desperation plays. with a tight ball game like this.
You understand going forward on 4th down, they could have potentially gotten points out of that in some way. They get nothing. NIU ball when we come back.
So we're back 3-3, and I just think that Jaden Denigo had an opportunity to run this football. Now, this is a lot closer than I initially realized, and so I understand he's trying to make a play, but listen, you are 6'5", 230 pounds, and all you needed was 1 yard. I think if you put your shoulder down and go in, you got an opportunity to fall forward for a first down. Easy for me to say from the booth, though. But what a tremendous effort defensively by NIU and making a huge stop on a team that had not turned the ball over in 4 games going back to 2024. They got 2 of them.
Now Northern Illinois counters with the run of their own, largest of the second half. Byron Caldwell Jr. getting the... Rogers on the run there. Get to have a flag bringing this one back.
Holding, offense number 63. 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Wow. Finally break one, and you get a holding call. I like the idea of continuing to run the football, understanding that your offensive line is who you want to rely on. I didn't see the hold there. Tough play.
Seven and a half to go in this 4th quarter. Quick throw to the sideline. Deary Rogers on the reception. So now you start to think about, again, with how these teams like to score. Both drives lasted 10 plays or more. For San Diego State, it was 12 plays on their lone scoring drive, both of which were on the first series in that opening quarter. They took the entire quarter with those 2 drives. If someone can get something in regulation here, San Diego State was in Gabriel Placencia's field goal range, by the way, when they turned it over on the interception. It's going to eat up some clock.
Quinn Sanders has got to find a way to push this ball down the field and loosen up this defense. Haven't been able to do it all game.
Lofty throw, dangerous. Anytime these balls get aired out, we've had 3 total interceptions today.
Everything's linear, nothing vertical. And defenses understand that, and they settle in. And so it's going to be really hard to move the football the way they're trying to do it. And right now, look, it's tough right now, 3rd and long. Nobody wants to be in that position. We already talked about how lethal this defense is in this situation, but I just think early down tests of the deep ball is what's needed, because you might land one, but if nothing else, you slow this defensive front down a little bit.
They've got some vertical threats this time. Host dangerously has to loft that up. Looking for De'Aaron Rodgers. Coverage excellent again downfield. So quick work from the San Diego State defense. Offense gets set to come back out. Question for you on the San Diego State offense, Teo, because they're getting ready to get this ball back here. Were you surprised with how Lucky Sutton and Christian Washington are running the football that they didn't just run it on that fourth down?
I am. Again, they were in, if I believe they were in shotgun. And, you know, they put it on their young quarterback to try to make the decision in a tough situation. He's still learning to be the CEO of this offense and learning to manage the important moments. And when you get in the fourth quarter on the tie ball game, they're all important, as you see.
A flag, a mishandling of the snap. Punter goes down. More flags after a helmet was ripped off, and some paperwork to clean up here on what could be some interesting pending calls.
Yeah, this was going to take some talking through, because I believe you're going to have an offsides that's going to negate anything good that's happening for San Diego State. So there's already an offsides.
They've come after a couple of punts, led to a penalty earlier when they did.
You might have a personal foul ripping that helmet off too, so it might be 2 fouls against the Aztecs and maybe one.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both on the defense. Offside. Defense, number 26. The penalties decline. Personal foul, face mask. Defense, number 9. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Huge.
So let's watch the face mask pulling the helmet off. And technically, he did not actually grab the face mask, but he did grab up under the helmet and rip it off. And so anything like that, they're going to call it a face mask, and that was a very, very costly penalty. We'll see how the Huskies respond in this situation. Jason, you got to find a way to change the scoreboard somehow, whether it's crooked letter 3 or crooked letter 7.
You've been given a gift here right after I just said to you, we're going to tee up the San Diego State offense there. They're coming back out. No, not a turnover, but a mental error.
Here's an opportunity for that deep ball.
Northern Illinois yet to take a shot over the top. They stick it on the ground here. Kelly Johnson got wrapped up promptly. Flying up was Dale-Sean Staley.
That was a missile seeking contact. And, you know, it's ironic that his position is called bullet, because that's what he looked like flying into that pile right now. 6'1", 190.
Offensive coordinator Quinn Sanders up in the booth there for Northern Illinois. You wonder what he was going to call there. We'll see what he gives us here. Is this where they take the shot?
How about play action? Stepping up usually means pass.
They'll keep it on the ground again. Johnson met once again. Staley over there, hyping his guys up defensively.
And you see the change of personnel up front. Here comes the cheetah package. This is their pass rush front.
They bring in Ryan Henderson, August Salvati.
Again, the penetration, killing that play at the beginning. Sam Benjamin leading that charge, number 90. Didn't make the play, but made it possible for everyone else.
Under 6 to go. They creep up and show blitz, like you said.
I think they're going to back off.
Hosts will keep it, directing traffic once a block, using a lot of effort to try to get there. But where did he step out of bounds? You're marking him about a yard and a half short. So now on 4th down, decision time. What are you doing here, Tayoko?
I'm okay with going for it here because your defense has been so sensational. The question is, though, do you put your quarterback on the move again, or do you rely on running the football? I say you turn and hand it off to your running backs. Not with this formation, though. Let's see if they shift out of it. But right now, looks like they're going to put it on their quarterback. Here's the shift, and now it's going to be a direct snap, partner.
Johnson shifts over, back to Host, though. Little trickery, then he has to keep it and stretch out, attempting like Superman to get the first down. San Diego State Looks like they have the stop, and they do on downs. Owen Chambliss with the tackle.
Media timeout.
Interesting decision from Northern Illinois, flipping it back to Holst. Looked like they wanted the big play there. Aztecs shut it down again, though.
Three is 4:28 left to go in the fourth quarter. On defense, sometimes you don't make the play, but you are the factor. Take a look at Eric Butler, number 6. You see right there, he is forcing the quarterback to go where he doesn't want to go to unblock defenders. So he does not make this tackle, but he turns the ball back to his friends. And so, again, sometimes you can be the determining factor without actually making the play yourself.
Tioka, you and I watched Gabriel Placencia, the kicker for San Diego State, hit from about 56 yards in
Timeout on the
warm-ups.
field for a helmet coming off on the offense.
Denegal's helmet came off, the quarterback for San Diego State, which means he has to come out for a play. So Bert Emanuel Jr. comes in on 2nd and 4.
I'm running the read option in this situation.
They'll hand it off in that look. Now 3rd down coming up. 3rd and short scenario, which has not been guaranteed whatsoever for either team today in these 3rd and short, 4th and short situations.
I like that discipline right there by Washington running up inside.
3-3 game, 3:40 to go, 3rd and 2. Lunging forth, Denegal back in. He is well short. Wow, 4th down now, which San Diego State went for last time. Didn't get it. They will come off the field. Punting unit comes on. They're going to play field position this time.
Look at the leader of this defense being exactly where he needs to be to make plays. And he's getting help from hustling defenders on the inside. And that's Maturowski coming to get an assist as well. These 2 inside linebackers have been amazing all day.
Quinn Orweller's got 15 tackles. He came in hyped up for this one. Guy who does extra conditioning after practice by himself just so he never has to come off the field is playing as clutch as you can get in the moments where you need that extra conditioning.
And if that's not enough, he's academic all MAC as well. So what can this kid not do?
2:38 to go. flip the scripts now. San Diego State opts to play field position. You got the 2-minute timeout. They have 2 timeouts left. NIU has all 3 of their timeouts and the 2-minute timeout. So definitely if you're San Diego State, you can still get a stop and get the ball back here.
A lot of times we talk about, can players manage the moments that matter? Well, you know, also you need coaches to manage the moments that matter. And so as a play caller, it's going to be very interesting to see if Quinn Sanders decides to lean on his running game or if he opens this thing up, which we've been calling for all day.
Got a flag coming out. This looks like it's going to be against the Huskies, so some frustration already.
False start, offense, number 64. 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
He got Aiden Tweedy there, so Josh Holst's job gets a little more challenging. The Illinois native trying to lead a game-winning drive here. Situation every QB grows up dreaming of, especially playing in your home state. Has not been easy, though. They go to the ground game. Quick tackle made from behind that time.
Sam Benjamin coming down the line, hustling. 6'4", 290 pounds. Showed me some quickness right there. That's an Arizona State transfer. Nice job.
In his first season at San Diego State, and starting in his first season, was a starter for the Sun Devils. Now 2:15 and ticking here, coming up on that 2-minute timeout.
Defensive coordinator Rob Ordwich loves Benjamin. Said he's made a lot of plays this season.
And Tioka looks like they're bleeding it down to the 2-minute timeout deliberately.
Well, given in this area in the field, I don't blame him.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Turnovers, gritty defensive stops on 4th down have been the difference. What's the difference down the final 2 minutes? We'll find out. Welcome back to DeKalb. Getting into the clutch moments here. You see what's coming up next. So Northern Illinois going to start MAC play against Miami next week, 3:30 Eastern time on ESPN+. Before that, business to be taken care of here. That's 2nd and 13 coming up. Backed up on their own half of the field. San Diego State looking for a quick stop Then a chance to get the ball back. If they can keep it on this side of the field, be good field position potentially. Throw is into the turf and incomplete. No real chance there to find the intended target. Gary Givens, former Northern Illinois quarterback Jordan Lynch, looking on there, hoping his squad can come up clutch in the final moments. But San Diego State with other ideas right now as we enter inside of the final 2 minutes.
Husky great. Husky GOAT is what I would say about Jordan Lynch.
Yep, one of the greatest to ever walk through here in DeKalb. There's the current Husky QB, Josh Holst, 3rd and 13. They'll opt to run it. And Telly Johnson brought down quickly and easily. Chris Johnson.
Got to get a timeout here.
Along with Tano Latuli, quick timeout, like you said. San Diego State takes their 2nd of 3, so they'll have 1 to operate with.
Timeout, San Diego State. Their 2nd timeout of the half. Please reset the game clock to 1:52. 1:52. Thank you.
So in this situation, Jason, I do not like the idea of going to rush this punter. I think you play for the return. I think you hope that you get a returnable football now and you block them up and give your return man an opportunity to make something happen. That should be Jordan Napier, who is a very dangerous player with the ball in his hands in the open field. I'm going all out return. And let's see, but you know, you obviously need Vukovic to comply with you and give you a returnable punt, which he hasn't done very often, to his credit.
San Diego State has been hit with 2 penalties on NIU punts, one of which was a personal foul that resulted in an automatic first down. They are bringing a lot of people after this one, and it led to an errant punt, and very shorter than Northern Illinois would have wanted, and really good field position for San Diego State.
Well, look, that's a very risky play, but it worked out because a lot of times in this situation, we've seen unsportsmanlike conducts or running into the roughing or running into the kicker, giving the other team an automatic first down. So they went after it, and it did work out for them.
Living on the edge paid off that time.
We talked about managing the moments that matter. That was one of those deals where they were very aggressive, and it paid off, and now you've got a short field for an explosive offense. I'm looking to take an opportunity to go deep. You got tight coverage on the outside. Looks like the middle is open to cover 2. Let's test him.
Credit to the head coach, Sean Lewis, confident in his decision there to go after that punt. And now the spin off the tackle from Lucky Sutton, who's running with a lot of luck right now. We'll see if this is enough to move the chains. It is a first down run of 10 yards.
It's not the first time we've seen Lucky break some tackles. Here's some initial penetration, spin off of that. Ball security, I like it, Lucky.
They're already nearing Placencia's field goal range. He hit from about the 36-yard line in warmups.
That's an excellent point. I think that's why you're getting this run, though. That's why you're not willing to take the shot and waste it down.
Timeout.
Saw San Diego State moving pretty quickly, but you got a defensive injury on the field that is going to settle things down here with 1:17 left. You said it, this explosive offense that's been held in check today, as the NIU medical staff is out. It's the aggressive decision to go after the punt. They didn't quite get there, but forced a short punt and a short field now that is going to give San Diego State an opportunity to get even closer once they do get back out on the field to getting in that field goal range. And it is Erweiler emerging out of the pack here, as tough as they come.
To the defense
Quinn Erweiler, who's had a phenomenal day.
Runoff. San Diego State has chosen to decline the 10-second runoff. The clock will start on the snap.
So because that injury took place after the ball was spotted, the offense has the option of the 10-second runoff, because a lot of times defenses use that as a tactic to slow the offense down. But obviously in this case, those 10 seconds are very valuable to San Diego State, as you see Erweiler coming in and making a tackle, and he came off with that left arm kind of limp.
Back to Lucky Sutton on the ground. They step inside of Placencia's field goal range. However, a flag is out.
Boy, Sutton's running inspired with that football, isn't he?
He is. What is this call going to be?
Well, the Aztec offense is saying it's on the NIU
Personal
defense.
foul, face mask, defense number 97. 15 yards added to the end of the run.
Wow,
Automatic
tail end of the play,
first down.
Taoka. Keep an eye here.
Number 97 right in the middle of your screen. Here it comes reaching in. That's bad.
And he didn't need it.
Didn't need it.
It wasn't even a part of the tackle.
Yeah, that's a great point. Not sure what that was about. That was a very costly penalty, and now you're in field goal range for sure. And this is about bleeding clock and ball security right now. This is, again, managing the moments, understanding the situation. If you're Denegal, knowing that you're in field goal range, do not put this ball at risk. And then maybe if you're Sean Lewis, do not even make a call where Jaden can put the ball at risk. In other words, keep it on the ground.
Clock hits 1 minute. They'll run along that right hash.
I'm getting a timeout if I'm in IU.
They've got 3 of them left for San Diego State. You're wanting to get to a point here where you wind it all the way down.
Timeout, Northern Illinois. Their first timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
And that's going to be almost impossible. But what you're doing is you're forcing the Huskies to use their timeouts. And with the 2-minute timeout gone, now the Huskies are playing not only the Aztecs, but they're also playing against the clock.
Clock operator, please put the clock at 54 seconds. 5-4.
They added 1 second on. Like you said, we're going to see consecutive timeouts being taken from Northern Illinois to counter these San Diego State runs now.
And in these two huddles, there are very different conversations. The team in white is talking about ball security. Don't put the game at risk by trying to do too much. And then for the Huskies, you're talking about, let's get that ball out. We need to save this game. The first person hits and holds, the second person comes in and pulls this ball out.
There's Gabriel Placencia, perfects on the year. 17 consecutive makes, second longest streak in the FBS. 18 would be the lucky number today. He is getting locked in for a potential opportunity. Meanwhile, ball security has also not been a guarantee in this second half. Multiple turnovers from both sides. Lucky Sutton lunging ahead. Look for that timeout again. There it is.
Another quick timeout.
Northern Illinois, their second timeout of the half. Please reset the game clock to 51 seconds.
And if you're the Huskies,
5-1.
you're doing everything you can to preserve as much time as possible. So this is all you can do. You can make the tackle. If the ball doesn't come out, you call a quick timeout. You're just trying to preserve it.
Placencia patiently waiting, 1 for 1 today from 30 yards. In warm-ups, he hit from 56. Will not have to do that today. You see the career long is 50.
Now keep in mind, Jason, if San Diego State can get a first down, that eliminates the ability for the Huskies to stop the clock completely. And they'll be able to run this thing down, take a knee, and then kick it for a walk-off. So it's very important for the Huskies to not allow them to get a first down. They've got to get a quick stop for no gain or maybe a TFL. As you see a late switch here, they can go off the field.
They try to push the pile forward for the 3 yards they need.
That's a
there was a
disaster.
flag down. Thomas Hammock is running to the officials on the sideline.
Well, that's a disaster situation. That's going to be offsides.
And Thomas Hammock is irate about the pending call.
I mean, to be running on the field that late, that's tough. The question is, did San Diego State have a late substitution that should have allowed them? And I think there's a discussion about that. Yeah, this is disaster right now. And Thomas Hammock knows it.
Still awaiting this call to be made. Here it is.
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Results in a first down.
Yeah, That's as bad as it gets.
Yep.
Because now you can take a knee if you're San Diego State and force NIU to call their last timeout.
And then you'd wind it down and take yours with under 5 seconds to go when it gets there.
And you get a walk-off.
Yep.
Opportunity at least. So here's the knee-taking situation right here. You're talking about a worst-case scenario for the Huskies. That was it.
Denegal comes out for not a victory formation, but a formation that's going to set up what they hope will be a victory, game-winning, walk-off field goal for the man that's been perfect on the year, and Gabriel Placencia, the 17 straight makes.
So they're not going to use their final timeout. They're going to allow and force San Diego State to call their timeout, which they'll be happy to do, and set that situation up. But we talked about managing the moments, right, that matter. Not only do the players have to do it, the coaches have to do it.
Timeout, San Diego State. Their final timeout of the half.
You said that at halftime, and the man on the right side of the screen, Sean Lewis, got aggressive, decided to go after the punt, didn't lead to blocking it, but it led to a very short field on an errant shanked punt.
Yep.
All of a sudden, a couple of plays in, they were in Placencia's range. Then the penalty, and now you tee up Placencia to try to win this. This is the offsides call.
And I'm not sure exactly what forced this late substitution situation. And a couple seconds before what we just saw, you saw wholesale changes from NIU. And so that's something that's going to be talked about. Here it is right here. They're coming back on in this situation. But you saw wholesale changes just before that led it to this situation.
A San Diego State team that only won 3 games a year ago. Gabriel Placencia has been perfect on the year. This from 25 to try to win it and match that win total from a season ago. Northern Illinois takes that final timeout to
Northern
ice.
Illinois, their final timeout of the half.
Placencia, the senior, though, you think able to remain poised on the road as a kicker? Talk about dream scenarios for a quarterback. This is it for a kicker.
There's no question about it. This is what you work so hard for. It's all on you, and any kicker worth his salt is happy to be in this situation. And I like the job that Coach Hammock did by saving that timeout, letting San Diego State use theirs so he can use his for the ice situation. The question is, though, is the guy on your screen iceable? We'll soon find out.
He's had ice in his veins all season, unfazed. "17 of 17 on the year." This to try to walk it off. Placencia, perfection. San Diego State travels 2,000 miles to DeKalb to walk this off in a gritty game on the road.
I'm telling you right now, folks, for a kicker, it doesn't get any better than that. And shout out to the long snapper, Tyson Chavez, and the holder, Emil Haranen. It's really simple until it's not. And in situations like that, with all that pressure, that is not simple, folks. But yet, they were flawless in their execution. And when the snap hold kick is flawless in timing, you got no shot to block it. And it looks like it goes wide, but that's not before it goes through the uprights. And Placencia, like you said, is still perfect.
It was the second longest active streak in the country of consecutive made field goals entering the day. He's got the most important one of anyone on that list with the game-winning field goal. A scrappy victory, Tioka, here in DeKalb for the Aztecs.
You called it scrappy. You don't have to win them beautifully. You just have to win them. You don't need to be the best team in the country. You just need to be the best team in the stadium. And San Diego State flew a long way but they brought their defense and their running game. And when you travel with great defense and you travel with your running game, you're in every game. You got to give credit to the Huskies. They played well, but it came down to managing the moments that were most crucial to win, and that was San Diego State.
Wow, they managed the moments down the stretch. You see the exhales from head coach Sean Lewis. Traveling from San Diego State, they said the hard things get the job done. They did the hard things down the stretch for Taoka Jackson. I'm Jason Ross Jr. A San Diego State team that's only allowed 3 points in the last 2 weeks gets the final 3 offensively of the day to win this one. For our outstanding crew behind the scenes, you guys did a phenomenal job. As always, we're saying so long from DeKalb.